Hi guys, we just finished the live stream, and I just started the recording this trade I got into. I took a long in the hopes it was going to break that consolidation area. It tapped the 9 EMA, and I went a tick above that bar that stemmed through the 9 EMA, and it looks like we're going to catch a bit of a runner here. If this should pull back, I'm going to add a contract of down around maybe around the 21 EMA. We'll just watch it. The 20. Hold on. The 21 EMA lines up nicely with the bottom of that congestion. And then we're going to try to take this possibly to new highs. But if it starts to, most likely what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get out at the overnight open, because that's actually even a decent short coming up from the bottom like that. But we won't do that on this trade because they would just overlap each other. But I'm hoping that this thing will just run up, and we're going to try to recover our losses that we incurred in the live stream. So let's just watch it and see what happens here. We're starting to lose a little steam, but like I said, I'm pretty confident in this, so I'm going to add just one contract to the bottom, because this is a pretty bullish pattern from what I can see. I'm trading all the accounts that I lost money on this morning. I had 2 evals and 3 funded PA accounts. The PA accounts were just micros though, so that's what we're trading here too on those. So it looks like we're pulling back. So I'm going to add at the bottom here if we get down that low. I don't want to get in right here with a second contract, but maybe right below that congestion, and that lines up nicely with the 21 EMA. And hopefully I'm right about this, and hopefully it won't just take a crap and go all the way back down to the lows of the day. We didn't do too well this morning. We took a couple bad trades, and then I started to FOMO and took a couple little smaller losers. But I think the bottom of that congestion is going to be good support, combined with the fact that that's the 21 EMA. I think that's a good entry for a second contract. I won't go any more than that. And even though my stop is low, I've got my finger on the button to just cancel it manually if it gets going to the downside. So far, no fill on our second contract yet. And these brackets, I have to cancel the brackets if I fill a second contract. I don't think there's a way to increase the number of contracts on an existing bracket. So I'll just cancel them and put in new stops and take profits. Getting close. Maybe we won't even get filled on this, because the bottom of that congestion or range, if you want to call it that, is actually below the 21 EMA, so we may not actually get there. I'll pull that off, and we'll wait to see what's going to happen. We might, maybe we'll get another opportunity to get in that second contract, but right now it looks like we may be going back up, I hope. Stuck in that same range we were before that move up. All right, we may get another opportunity to get our second contract in here. Not nearly as confident in this trade as I was when I originally got in, but I still think that this looks pretty good for a long setup. I mean, it's good for a long. We're testing the bottom of that tight range again. I'll put my contract back in here. I'm right at the where there's the most touches on the bottom of there. Okay, we're in with 2 contracts now, so I'll kill those, put the bracket, and put in some new orders for 2 contracts, one for a stop and one for the take profit. And again, I'm going to leave my stop down there, but I got my finger on the button in case I have to get out of this. I probably won't let it go much lower than that 101 EMA there, the red line on the 1 minute. But I'm thinking we might go all the way up to high of the day on this, in my opinion. But we are going to have a lot of resistance at that overnight open. You see, it already had a bunch of touches to the left there. So we'll see. If it starts to peter out there, it seems like a very logical place to get out. Because at the very least, it's going to have a bit of a pullback when it hits that overnight open. And right now, we're still like a 1.5 negative on this trade. So this may just be one of those days where I have to lick my wounds and come back tomorrow, but we'll see. I still feel good about this trade. It's a very strong push up after it hit the low of the day. Things look good on the 5 minute. They look good on the 15 minute. We're just sort of stuck in some chop here. Don't love that wick on the 5 minute. We'll see. We'll just watch it. Unfortunately, the 9 EMA is starting to curl down. But we'll watch it. That is sort of I guess a bull flag. But we'll see. Looks like we might be losing it. 21's definitely giving it some resistance there. Or support, I guess it would be. 21 EMA is definitely propping it up. I'm looking at the NASDAQ. It's the same situation. We'll give it a little bit more. We're getting a little bit more momentum there, maybe. We'll try to be patient with it, but we can't take a huge loss on this just because we're already down pretty good on this. So I'm not going to give it too much slack. And again, I've got my stop down there just so it doesn't get wicked out, but I've got my finger on the button. I think I told you a couple videos back about I made a little handheld flatten everything button, so I can just, it's got a long cord on it, so I can just sit back and watch it and have my thumb on it, and if I want to bail, I just push the button and it flattens everything. Still having trouble in this little range there, this chop. I probably talked myself into a trade that didn't make sense with all this sideways action here. But we'll keep our eyes on it. We're pretty much break even on this trade at least. All right, maybe now we'll get our move. I usually take 5 points, but I think this one, a logical exit, is going to be at the overnight open, even though I still think it's going higher. But that overnight open is a powerful trade. It will very frequently result in a reversal, at least for the 5 points that we like to get. In fact, I'm tempted to close this trade and then immediately open a short when we get to the overnight open. But I think I mentioned it earlier in this video and in other videos. You want to wait for it to go through it and then catch it on the way back. Because if it decides to just ignore it, just let it keep going. Don't take it unless it starts coming back towards in the opposite direction, and catch it on, in this case, on the bottom of it. Just watching. We're still just chopping. This may do nothing, or it may actually just crap out on us. Just needs to get a little momentum, especially if it starts to break out of this range, and which is what it's doing now. I'm pretty happy now. That's looking pretty good. All right, now we've got some momentum. This is excruciating, isn't it? Just to watch it. I think we're down like over 1,000, maybe 1,100 across all the accounts. We're trying to get some of it back here. We have 2 contracts here on all of our losing accounts this morning, and we're gonna let it run. I'm just gonna take the profit at the overnight open because I'm still playing my P&L. I mean, I really don't want to end this day red, so if it'll get up to that overnight open, we'll be green on the day then. And unfortunately, my psychology is that's all I'm thinking about right now is ending green. And it's looking good, although we do have a swing high that we'll have to get through. But I think it can at least wick through that and test that overnight open. If we can get that, we're going to try to get to there. Okay, we just reached the recent swing high. We'll move our stop to at least break even so we don't make our day worse than it already is. But we're looking good. We're getting we're not quite break even yet. We're getting close. I think it's going to do it. There we go. We are out. I don't know why it gives me that error sometimes when I close everything. Let me see. No, everything's closed. All right, all those trades closed. I'll make sure everything's flat here. Good. We are now green on the day. I wish I could do that more consistently in front of you, but at least this time I remembered to hit the record button so that I have evidence, because I know there it is. So we are like 307.63 green on the day now across all 5 of those accounts. Whew. I might have to go take a nap now. I think I'll keep watching this, but I may be done for the day just because I don't want to mess around with the fact that I was able to come back from severely red to at least a little bit positive on green.